Hello, good afternoon to all the parents. Yeah, thank you and welcome everyone for joining our Facebook Live today on every Wednesday. Yes. So today's topic is benefiting to all the parents who are having children less than 16 years old, and if your children are having acne issue, okay, what should you know? Yeah, what are the issue? What are the information or knowledge that you should know, and how to take care of their skin better? All right. So children getting acne, yeah, less than 16 years old is getting more and more common now. So and their issue actually should be paying attention to. Yeah. So children less than 16 years old, if they're having acne, so what you should know and what should you do as a parents to get them to help them, right? So some acne can start as early as even 10 years old, 11 years old. So children at this age may not really understand what is acne, and they may not able to sort of manage it well, and it may worsen the acne unintentionally, and this may worsen their acne and may cause scarring. So as a children and also as a parents, okay, today's information is to share with you, yeah, about this condition. And I believe there are many children less than 16 years old, yeah, every parents here. If your children are having acne, okay, yes, what are we supposed to do? Okay, what can we do? What's supposed, yeah, the correct things that we should know and should do. Okay, so I will go through several questions and answering, and I welcome all the questions from every one of you also. If you have any particular question for your own children, okay, and you are welcome to type in, and I will answer one by one. All right. So welcome again, and thank you very much for everyone. Okay, I'm Dr. Jeff here from Revival Clinic. And if you are having a child, okay, below 16 years old, and your child is having acne issue, okay, today's topic is to teach you how to manage their skin better, and how to take care of their skin better, and what should you know, what is actually happening for their skin. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let's just understand a little bit why children below 16 years old have acne. Okay, acne is supposed to be commonly known as a teenage condition, and the peak timing for acne usually is about 16 to 20 years old. And but there is also plenty of numbers in children actually having acne as early as before they are 16 years old, and it can start as early as even 9 years old to 10 years old. Yeah, and most of the time this condition happens because of when the children getting into the puberty age, means their hormones starting to develop. Okay, their secondary changes, yeah, to get puberty are getting developed. But not everyone will have acne at this period of time. Only certain people who have acne, yeah, during this period of time, and these people are oily skin type. Okay, so meaning to say, if your children having acne before 16 years old, can say that confirm their skin type is oily type. Okay, it may inherit from parents, mother or father. Yeah, and commonly seen is the boy will inherit the mother side, and the girl will inherit the father's skin, commonly, but not all, commonly. So if your father is oily acne problem, then the daughter probably have acne issue, yeah, higher chance. Yeah. And if your mother have acne issue, then probably the son also may have, yeah, acne. But it's not 100%, okay, but quite commonly is in this way. But anyhow, if children less than 16 years old have acne already, starting to pop up comedons, means blackheads, whiteheads, pimples here and there. So it means that their skin type is oily skin type. Means they have more numbers of oil glands, they have bigger size of oil glands, and their oil glands are more actively behaving, in their skin. So once they starting to have a minor changes of puberty, that already enough to triggers up their oil glands activity and starting to develop acne. And this period of age, usually their acne are forming in the early stage where is a kind of comedons. So means it's like blackheads or whiteheads. You can feel multiple small dots, most commonly found over the foreheads, temple, at the front cheeks area and side of the nose. These are the common area. But when they grow up slowly, it will change where it grows lower to the bigger oil glands area on our lower face, over the lower cheeks, and also our jaw lines, and even on our upper chest, upper backs. Yeah. So the answer for this question is why children below 16 years old have acne is because their skin is a oily skin type. The oilier skin type they are, the earlier they may start to have acne. Means if they started to have acne about 10 years old, 9 years old, means definitely their skin is very oily type. If their acne started at about 15 or 14, then probably oily still, but mild oily or lesser. Okay, so these are the reason behind. Okay, then since this happened, if a child having acne, at the age of 13, 14 years old, what is actually happening in the skin? So the answer is actually this is a natural behavior or natural changes on their skin, which they are showing up their original or natural characters. Means their oil glands that are showing up. Okay, so this is the changes naturally for them to get this adulthood, means they are changing from baby skin type, which their oil glands are there but not showing up the activities. But now when they're getting to puberty, they start to show up the behavior. So the problems happening here is actually the oil glands starting to change and starting to show up. So it's like changing from baby skin type to mature skin type. So during these changes, imagine our skin, we have two layers, simple to understand, deep layer and outer layer. So during these changes, the deep layer where your oil gland sits will become more active, and the oil gland will causes the inflammation changes in the skin, and this will bring along to cause the dryness over your outer layer of the skin. So these changes will make the skin become sort of imbalanced. It will become oily inside and dry outside. Okay. So once this happens, okay, once you understand this problem, then you probably will be able to understand why sometimes your children's acne get worse, sometimes your children's acne get better. The reason is anything can triggers up more inflammation, underneath your skin, will triggers up more acne. And at the same point, anything that can dries up more over the outer layer of your skin can triggers up more acne. Okay, so for example, if any products containing too rich ingredients, which like too much of moisturizer use, too much of mask application, serum, okay, this will triggers up more acne, oil gland inflammation, and sort of behavior. Then it will triggers up more acne. At the same point also, if the skin having too dry on the outer layer, either due to sun exposure, or swimming chlorinated water exposure frequently, or if a child is washing too much, if they are starting to have congestion, they will feel worried and starting to use a lot of products to wash. And these cleansing methods, which overusing can also triggers up dryness on the skin, and this will cause more acne to develop. If a children also going through a lot of makeup application, either they need performance, they will put powder or something like that. That also may trigger up the dryness on the outer layer, and then it will triggers up the acne even more. So these are the reason. Okay, the principle is because of an imbalance of the oily character and the skin hydration on the outer layer. So anything that can cause imbalance of this problem will trigger some more acne. So once you understand this, okay, so you will know, okay, this is a natural behavior. Anyone who have oily skin type, when they're going through this age, 12 years old, 13 years old, they are starting to show up the characters, and then the skin is changing from baby type to adult, yeah, to mature type, and the skin will become more active in the oil, and the outer layer, when it's changing, the outer layer will become drier. So what should we know, or what should we do, is actually try to do something can balance back instead of worsening it. So it means that you don't use product that's too rich, yeah, because they will trigger some more oil gland, and you don't use anything or try to avoid anything that can dries up the outer layer of your skin. Because outer layer of your skin, when it's too dry, it may trigger some more activity of your oil gland. So try to do something that can balance it back. Means you need to have a proper sun protection if you're always under the sun, or even indoor also try to put sunblock, because sun protection can reduce irritation on the outer layer as well as inner layer. Proper moisturizer lotion that hide in a water, sort of aqua base, with lightest ingredients or nutrients, combination with oil controls, essence or toner, usually mild salicylic acid or lactic acid or tea tree, is good enough in a combination with aqua based moisturizer to keep the balance. And of course, when you use a product, the cleanser has to be like gentle, not too dry, not too scrubbing, and also try to cut down the amount of time of washing. If you cleanse, even though your cleanser is mild cleanser, but if you cleanse 3 times a day, 4 times a day, and each time you double cleanse, you triple cleanse, and you cleanse for a long period of duration, that will triggers up or damage your epidermis and triggers up more activity of oil glands. And the imbalance of skin will get imbalanced and it will trigger some more acne. So you need to change. If your behavior are causing more dryness, then you need to change. If your behavior is causing more inflammation or irritation, then you need to change. Once you change, everything will get into balance. It's not like completely cure, but it reduce the irritation or triggers on the acne. The skin was still changing from puberty, from baby skin type to adult, but at least it changed in a nicer behavior or more stable. It wouldn't break out so easily. So this is what we need to understand, and what we can do to assist your children's skin if they are going through this period of condition. Okay, so if the acne was not well controlled, okay, what will happen then? Meaning to say, if you don't understand and your children's acne has developed multiple flare up, big one, all this, and maybe you just realize that they are using too much of mask, too much of cleanser, and also wrong products that actually causes too dryness. And now what will happen then? Okay, so because this period of time is where the skin is showing up the character. So it's a changing period where your oil glands are changing and becoming more matured. So if this period of time, the acne is developed worse, meaning to say you get infection, you get a lot of big one, this condition will damage on the structure of the oil gland. Once the oil gland is damaged, so it actually causes the structure, the lining, and also the sort of like tip to secrete the oil will become damaged or distorted. So this will cause a structure to get congested easier, and also in the future it will get infection easier. And because of the inflammations or damage of the oil gland, it also causes some scarring formation, and this scarring fibrosis will constrict on your oil glands and even branch together with your oil glands, and your oil glands will sort of like trap inside the scars. And over time, the oil gland will become more and more easier to get stimulation, infections, or irritation, and your oil gland condition may persist. So this will worsen and cause the skin become coarse, pores, and over time there will be more scarring also. So the oil gland characters also will persist. So the skin will become easily oily. So these are the things that if we don't really control the acne well, and this will happen. Okay. And we also understand from research and studies shows that acne actually peak at around 16 to 20 years old. So if your children's acne started before 16 years old and it was not taken care well, So that damaging on the oil glands will cause higher risk of severe acne during 16 to 20 years old. Yeah. So meaning to say, now this is a peak timing. Your acne started before 16 years old and you're already gone back. Okay. So all the damages has done. So when it comes into peak timing, definitely it will become worse. Okay. So when it become worse, what will happen? Okay. It definitely will cause more acne, more inflammation, more damage, and eventually it will cause more scarring. Okay. So ultimately, taking care of acne, yeah, is to take care of the oil glands on the skin so that it won't cause scarring. Yeah, prevention is better than cure. So usually, if acne per se, yeah, is a ongoing condition, is a changes over the puberty time. So we can't really sort of like stop the oil gland from showing up the character. But what we can do is assist the skin so that when it go through the changing, it was like performing in a balance or sort of like uh, controllable condition so that the oil glands remains healthy, not damaged. So over time, then it won't easily flare up to be big acne. Okay, because studies has shows not only the acne is causing scars. Okay, the scar on the face or even the condition of the severe acne or scarring on the face is actually also causing a lot of impacts onto a child's, yeah, onto a children's sort of like emotion and confidence level. We do see a lot of teenagers, yeah, when they are having acne, their confidence level are lower, their self-esteem, yeah, is lower, they are not so confident, they feel shy, they feel, yeah, not so happy, and this impacts onto their development, into their growth, yeah, to build their characters. Okay, so we encourage teenagers, yeah, to get confident, to be confident on their themselves, and when they grow up, yeah, they should be able to have good self-esteem, to sort of like communicate with public, yeah, to have relationships with friends, yeah, to talk in front of publics or sort of like facing other people. But the thing is, if acne is, which is the one that they can't hide, okay, is causing impacts, causing scars on the skin, these impacts will also impact sort of like significantly causing the characters, yeah, of confidence, meaning to say they will actually become less confident because of acne. They will automatically become very shy, very low self-esteem because of acne. And I would say yes, of course, it's not 100%, but mostly, yeah, majority of teenagers during this period of age is their very versatile, very vulnerable age where they are their sort of like influence will be very significant if the care was not taken care properly. Okay. So before I carry on, let's answer a little bit of questions from the floor. Okay, Sun is asking, hi, yeah, skin too oily, very irritated. Can do scrubbing or not? Yes, Sun. I believe your children, yeah, if they are having acne, less than 16 years old. Okay, as I just mentioned, the problem is actually the skin is changing normally from baby type to adult type. So this is a normal changes. And during these changes, the skin becoming not balanced where the oil gland become active, inflammation characters will start on, and the outer skin is drier. So in this sense, if you see the congestion and you want to scrub and clean it, actually it is a kind of temptation to do so. But the thing is, it will cause more damage onto the outer layer of skin, more dryness, and this will cause more irritation on the deeper part of your skin, and eventually it may worse the acne, and it may damage your eye gland. So we want to avoid all this because it will cause the skin to have higher risk of scarring or even more severe flaring during their peak timing of their acne during 16 to 20 years old. Okay, so simple to say, your scrub, the scrub is not encouraged to use during this period of age. All right. So, okay, just now we just mentioned about the impacts of acne. The impact of acne it's not just only the skin that what we can see, but the impact onto the sort of like confidence level, the own characters, the characters of a person itself is very significant that we also take into account. Yeah. So that's why treating acne has to be more thorough, not just looking at the skin. Okay, we should treat more thorough. And yeah, okay. But is acne, okay, who will have the risk of scars? Yeah. So meaning to say, all the children less than 16 years old, if they have acne, uh, they all will have the risk of scarring. Okay, the answer is likely. Okay, but whether the scar is mild, moderate, or severe. Okay, so usually there are few determinants, factors, sort of like can determine whether they have higher risk of scarring. Okay, first is age. The younger age, if they are like 10 years old, 11 years old, their acne are already severe, then they are having a higher risk than the rest to have severe scarring. Yeah, this is number one. And number two is, even though their age is not very young, maybe like 14, 15 years old, but their oil glands are very big. Yeah, usually over the lower face, you can see, they already have developed acne over the lower face, and the smaller area like forehead, temple, also quite congested, very near to each other. All the pimples are very near to each other. Okay, this also another factors that can determine that this person may have higher or risk of severe scarring. Okay, and number three, if they are around 14 or even less than 16 years old, regardless what is the age, let's say they are like 13 years old, 14 years old, or even 12 years old, but if they are already having scars at this period of age, okay, so definitely this group of patient or this group of children will have very high risk of severe scarring if they are not being treated well. And along the age, it actually may cause the scarring to get worse easily. Yeah. So these are the factors we look into account. And number four is the wider area. If their oil glands affected wider area, then the risk of scarring is even higher. Meaning to say, if their acne is not only on the face, but also on the chest, over the backs, shoulder, then their acne will have higher risk of severe scarring. Okay, and of course, number five is there is sometimes the acne is not severe, but the techniques of care is not proper. That will triggers up the acne to worsen faster, and this will cause higher risk of scarring. For example, if a person is using, if they are only having comedons, but the thing is they're using too strong products, causing too dryness, too much of scrubbing, and then too much of moisturizer. Yeah. Okay. So this will damage your oil gland structure in a faster mode, and this will likely to cause more scarring. Okay. Squeezing also sometimes for facial treatment, extractions, that will actually worsen the acne faster, and it may cause higher risk of scarring. Okay. So one question from Sun again: if got scar, possible to treat? Okay, the answer yes, of course, scar treatment is possible, but the thing is, prevention of scar always get better outcome than scar treatment itself. Meaning to say, if your skin do not develop scars, okay, and you treat acne well before it develops into scar, definitely the outcome is better than after you already formed scar, only you want to do something on it. Definitely the scar may not be 100% of sort of like flawlessly disappeared. It may be smoothened, lightened, but the thing is, it may not be flawless as beginning if you can prevent the acne itself, right? So just now you mentioned, okay, who will have the risk of scarring? So those are the factors: age, the younger you are, the wider areas of involvement, the more congested nearby each other of all your oil glands, and also already have scars. Wrong products, wrong treatment, can triggers up the faster mode of worsening. All these are the factors that can cause the person to have higher risk of severe scarring. Okay, yeah. So what are the solutions? What are the things that we should know? Yeah, all these things. So now we understand. Yeah, parents, daddy, mommy. Yeah. So if your children less than 60 years old already having acne, so roughly you know what is happening now. Yeah. So these are the things they are facing on. And for children, they may not able to justify what is correct or what is wrong. Yeah. Maybe they do not know what should they do, and they may easily influenced by a lot of advertisement. Yeah, a lot of marketings on social media, on internet. Yeah, so will try of sort of like influence their sort of buying. So they will probably try buying certain products online, on the shops, on the shelves, or they listen to their friends and try something that people recommends them to do. But whether their skin really needs so, or maybe or whether their skin really will be effective to those treatment or products or no, is actually not most of the time it is a kind of a testing. Okay, so usually we don't encourage that, because what is actually happening at this period of age is quite crucial. If you do take care of the condition properly, it gives a very good improvement for the children itself. But if it was ignored and it was not taken care well, so the problems will carry on. The impacts of scarring is not just the skin, but also the social, psychosocial, the emotion, the confidence level. So these are the things that we are more focused on and sort of like more paying attention to, more concerned to sort of like treat. So best is don't listen to any advertisement or sort of like marketing that's trying to sell product. The best is to get to know or get to understand your skin first. You can get a doctor to consult and analyze and understand about your skin, and what is your current condition of your skin, and are you on the risk of scarring, are you on the severe side of acne condition, or are you using a wrong techniques or wrong products. All right, so after you figure out this condition, what is your skin, then only you find a proper solutions that be effective for your condition at that particular moment. Okay, yeah. So these are the thing. But as a principle, today I will share a little bit, like for example, the products. Okay, so the products basically is one of a crucial thing. A lot of parents may be worried about using products, especially if their children are young, like 10 years old, 11 years old. They may be thinking, oh, my children so young have to use so much of product already. It's like adults, it's like too much of commercial. So these are the mindset. Parents also will have. It's not blaming, but it's quite common that uh, and quite logic that parents will have this kind of thinking. Okay, so what should be the proper understanding here is, as what we mentioned, the skin is actually changing from baby to adult. So the skin become not balanced. The oil become active, the outer layer become dry. So products need is to balance the condition back. Yeah, means balance the oil gland and the dryness. So something that can control the oil and at the same time can promote some hydration in the sort of like gentle mode and balanced mode. This will help to keep the skin more balanced, and the skin will behave healthier or better, not so severe. The oil glands will still changing, but then it will become a sort of assisted form. Yeah, it will change in a kind of assisted form. So then the skin will change in a sort of a more controlled manner, and then your oil gland will not get damaged or sort of destroyed so easily. Yeah, so these are the thing. Okay, so basically product can come from gentle cleanser, mild oil control essence, usually like tea tree or lactic acid, and also aqua based moisturizer that in combination with sort of this essence, oil control essence, and of course a proper sunblock. We encourage physical sunblock which do not contain chemical that it doesn't irritates on the skin, and the physical sunblock usually can sort of like gives a very good protection on the skin, protects not only UV on the sun but also blue light from our LED light, computers, smartphone, things like that. Yeah. And at the same time, if you use a physical sunblock, yeah, medical grade physical sunblock usually is not oily and it can be washed off easily with just plain water. So these are the product characters that you can get to know more. Yeah. So if you would like to know more, you can always ring up. Later on, I will share a little bit on our contact. Yeah. So you also can ring up or call us, contact us to understand what are the products characters that it should be able to balance the skin. Okay. And also what is the you if you would like to consult and understand, analyze about the skin, then of course you can bring your children along, and we will analyze and also recommend proper care accordingly. All right. So these are the principles of product. Of course, diets. Okay, two main proven diets actually can cause worsening of acne. So one is high sugar, and second is dairy products. Yeah, so try to avoid or try to cut down as much as possible any food that high in sugar. Yeah. So sugar can come from any like refined sugar. If even from fruits itself, mango, watermelon, So try to cut down all these fruits actually low fiber but high sugar. Yeah, white sugar, another kind of source from sugar is also white sugar. So white sugar can come from like white bread, drinks, a lot of carbonated drinks, soft drinks, snacks. All these are containing high refined white sugars. Try to cut down and avoid, if your children are having acne issue. Okay. Another category of food is the dairies. Okay, especially processed dairies, for example, cheese, cakes, milk chocolates, okay, yogurts, okay, all these are even pastry, a lot of pastries products, cookies, a lot of buns or sort of like croissant, we made from butter. All these try to avoid as much as possible because sugar and dairies, are the proven items that actually can triggers up your organ behavior to be more active. Yeah. So if your children do like to take this kind of food, and you try to reduce as much as possible, especially during certain timing, they may take more like festival timing. So have to pay more attention. Okay. So to cut down, you may not be able to cut down completely, but you may able to sort of like control the amount to be taken daily so that you will be less triggering on the acne itself. All right. And of course, some parents, especially like mommy, may have some experience of doing facial treatment in some beauty salon. So it is not right or wrong, but usually we do not encourage extraction treatment. The reason is because extractions, if you extract onto a sort of like damaged, so inflamed oil glands, it actually damage the oil gland easier when compared to if your skin is normal timing. So when the skin is already having a lot of congestion, so the skin is fragile. So if you do extraction at this period of time, the damaging risk is quite high. And what is the outcome if you damage your oil gland? The outcome, as we mentioned just now, it causes the risk of scarring, or even it causes the oil gland characters to be more persistent in the future. All right. So these are the things that we can understand, and you decide what to do for the best. But usually, products is encouraged rather than try to avoid. Habits are the things that you need to, sugar and dairies are to avoid, not really onto those fried food or seafood, things like that. Yeah. Okay. And certain habits, for example, okay, lacking of drinking water, sleep really late at the night. Yeah. And these are the habits that do really affects onto a person's acne to flare up easier. Okay. So if it is modifiable, of course, definitely encouraged to do so. Yeah. If it is not modifiable, for example, if you need to carry on with your swimming class, you need to carry on with your outdoor activities, curriculum, things like that. So you need to balance it back with some proper skincare like sunblock, yeah, some proper protection cream or lotion, yeah, and try to avoid too harshing products. Okay, so these are the things that we can understand more and more. And for parents, once you get to know better, probably you can help your children easier and also more effective. All right. So, and also there are a lot of not only marketed products, skincare on the social media, but there are also a lot of creams, especially medicated containing creams, that available selling on shelf in the pharmacy. So, for example, any cream that contains antibiotics, like clindamycin, or any products that control oil gland like benzoyl peroxide, retinoids, or even some product contain AHA, BHA. So these products are commonly prescribed, from pharmacies, in the pharmacy itself, and it has been recommended strongly, when you consult them. So are they wrong or are they right? Yeah. So usually, per proper understanding is this product has its own use, but the usage usually are more benefiting for one spot's acne itself. Meaning to say, if you have one spot itself, and then you use this product, it helps you to tackle that particular spot easily and effectively. But if you have acne all over, spreading for a wider area, definitely this product is not encouraged to use for widespread area, or even if you want to use this product, don't use it for prolonged period of duration. Yeah, especially antibiotics, because it may cause resistance of your condition. It may cause the bacteria to be resistant, and in the future it will be even harder to treat. Yeah. Then benzoyl peroxide, retinoid, it causes a lot of peeling and irritation on the skin. If you use long period of time, the peeling and irritation of skin can actually cause the dryness, peeling, and it may persist for a long period of time. Yeah. AHA, BHA product considered a bit strong, compared to lactic acid, things like that. So we try to avoid strong acid, to control the oil. We will prefer to use milder acid to control the oil, or mild control like T3, oil control ingredients. So which is gentle, yet is effective. So it does not irritate on your epidermis as well. Okay, so these are the things that the understanding the proper tactics and techniques that we can adapt into assisting our children less than 16 years old and they are having acne issues. Of course, those people or children, if they already tried to take care of their food, improve their habits, sleep early, drink a lot of water, use proper products already, but the acne still appears and actively. Okay, what should you do? Okay, of course, we will still encourage for proper consultation with doctors. Then after that, you can use, if it is necessary, if your condition is unable to control with just products or skincare alone, then you can use some medications to control your acne better. Okay, but then a lot of worries again, with using antibiotics or any oral medications. Parents usually may worry about using antibiotics, hormones, and they may worry that products or the ingredients contain steroids or hormones, things like that. Yeah. So usually there is a proper selection of proper criteria to be considered before selection of medications, as example like antibiotics or hormones. Yeah. And steroid is seldom used. Antibiotics sometimes used. Of course, we don't recommend to use long period of time, because it may sort of like worsen your probiotics in your gut, and sometimes your resistance of antibiotics will develop after that. Yeah. So hormones is not used in male or means guys, boys, but it will be used a choice of selections to be used in girls. But the thing is, it may not be the first front line to treat lah. Hormones usually very rare lah, very rare. Okay, retinoid like isotretinoid is part of a treatment, and indeed for those who have higher chance of getting risk of scarring or even higher chance of severe scarring, then the isotretinoid treatments is one of a good choice to really can cure the acne for for a long period of time. Okay, so these are the things that we would need to get to know the medication first before you decide. Don't be straight away sort of like getting away from medication once we talk about medication, because you may not know how probably the medication can give the best result outcome compared to the rest. And medication, if it is properly prescribed and taken with proper monitoring, it definitely do not carry on any side effects. Yeah, so usually we encourage children, or parents with children less than 60 years old with acne, come along for consultation, proper assessment. Then after that, you may decide on the treatment which suits you the best. Yeah, then only you will be able to benefit the most out of it. All right. Okay. So another common questions I get from children or parents on their acne treatments are there any methods for cure? So the answer is actually yes. Yeah, one of a medication called isotretinoin is considered a treatment choice that actually can achieve cure if it is properly taken under a monitor method until you achieve optimum dose. Then you can achieve high risk or high chance of curing. Okay, so yeah, if you would like to know more, you can contact us. Yeah, so why proper monitoring and timing? Yeah, here I would like to explain a little bit on this. Whenever acne patients less than 60 years old, if they are having acne, so proper monitoring and timing is very important, because first, monitoring, because the skin will still change with their lifestyle, with environment. So many things can get out of control. Some even got stimulated or worsened after they got COVID infection. So imagine that. So when COVID infection causes immune system to drops, that will actually cause a lot of bacteria, fermentations or inside your skin, and some resistance of acne will develop faster. So this will cause more or faster flaring of acne. So that's why monitoring is very, very important. Sometimes the progress of improvement may sort of like improve up until one stage, but it is not further improving because the product used was not modified. Yeah, so some products or some treatment can be actually modified along the way to enhance a better outcome or improvement. Uh, Timing is also very important. Yeah, why? Because if it is not able to control well with product alone, of course we need to start the medication as early as possible to prevent scarring or prevent any chance of damage on the oil gland. So that timing is very important. And another timing is also important if there is a proper timing where if your acne is already controlled and getting improved, there is where a time where your skin is behaving the best for scar healing. So we need to sort of like start on, and if necessary on any scar treatment at the best timing for the best outcome. Okay, so these are the things that's why we are monitoring closely and also plan accordingly to the timing and the condition of the patients, so to make sure their improvement is having the best outcome possible. All right, so these are the things I would like to share with every one of you today. Okay, I hope that you enjoy the show and you learn something out of it. So in summary, parents, if you are having children less than 16 years old and they are having acne, so I hope you slightly you get a better idea now. So this is what a natural condition where their skin, which is a originally oily skin type, are starting to show, and they are changing from their baby type to adult type. So their skin become imbalanced. So you need to have a product that actually control and improve their balance of the skin so that it can prevent the acne become worsen. By preventing the acne become worsen, you actually can reduce the risk of scarring, and that scarring is actually more importantly is avoiding scarring impacting onto their confidence level. Okay, so if you take care of your children well, you also can not only the product, you also can encourage them to drink more water. Okay, sleep early, avoid taking high sugar, high dairy products. Okay, and don't squeeze on themselves, or don't do facial treatment that have extractions. because it may damage the organ easier. All right. And if you already noted that your children having acne scars, and if they are having risk of higher severe risk of scarring, for example, if they are very young age, yeah, if they are having scars already, or their acne involve wider area, very congested on the face, or wider area on the chest and also at the back, means they are on the higher risk of severe scarring, then probably you should consult a doctor earlier to get proper analysis and understanding. Then only you decide whether you want to treat more aggressively with some medications to cure the condition earlier or not. All right. So these are the knowledge and tips for sharing. Okay, I hope every one of you can enjoy. If you find the topics here was beneficial, it's encouraged for you all to tag and share to more friends so that more people can benefit out of it. Okay, so I see any questions to, yeah. So there are the questions. Yeah, thank you, Sun, for to stay over. Okay, and for those who couldn't manage to watch the live topic from beginning until the end, I hope that you can see the replay afterward. Yeah, and I end my show here today, and I wish you happy Wednesday, and I wish you happy and healthy always. All right, and see you again. Thank you very much. Bye bye.